Hi, welcome to my video on the percent of discount problems. Percent of discount. Let's work out a few simple discount first. If you have a list price of $120 and you have a discount of $40, your selling price would be $120, subtract 40, which means you would have $80. The article would cost $80. If you had an article listed at $85 and you had a discount of $32, then you would pay $85 minus $32, so you would pay $53 for that item. Practice, pause, work the two of these out and play back. $200 with $78 off, you would pay $122 for the item. $68 with $25 off, you would pay $43. So that's the list price with your discount, and gives you a selling price. The amount of discount on an item in a store or online is calculated the same way as the amount of decrease. That means you take, if you have a list price, we're doing percent of discount and amount of discount, we will take, if the percent of discount is 40%, we will do 40% times the 90. That would be the same as if you're doing a decrease or an increase. Your decimal 40 is, 40% is decimal 40 times the 90, and that would give you $36. And if you have an article for $150 and you got a 60% discount, so you take 60% times the 150, which is decimal 60 times the 150, and that amount would be $90 if you use your calculator. Just multiply that out and practice, pause, work these out, play it back to see if you're going to get them right. 30% discount, so it's 30% off, so 30% times 120, which is decimal 30 times 120, so that means you would get $36 off when you use your calculator or use your pen. And if you have $79 with 15% off, so 15% off $79 is decimal 15 times 79, and that would give you 11.85. So it's $11.85 off. Percent of discount. Okay, let's continue. Now, similar problem, but now we're going to get the amount of discount, and then we're going to get the selling price. So that's easy, because if you know your amount of discount, then subtract it from your list price and you get your selling price. So 30% discount, so just like we did just then, 30% times the 70, decimal 30 times 70. So that's $21 when you work out your calculator or your pen. So your selling price is $70 minus $21, and that gives you 9 and looks like a $49. So 21 and 49 is 70, correct? Again, $150 with a discount of $40. How much you're going to pay for the article? Well, 40% times $150, decimal 40 times $150, and when you multiply that out, you will get looks like $60, and the selling price is $150. Subtract the $60, and that would give you, you'd pay my head was working wrong then, $90. 150 minus 60 is 90. Again, use your calculator to make sure everything is okay, especially on a test. And let's practice with these two. Pause your video, work these out, and play it back to see if you're right. $55, 55% off, So 55% times 60. Decimal, 55 times 60. Just a reminder, move your decimal. There it is to the right of 5. So you move it 2 places to the left to change it to a decimal. So when you multiply that out with a calculator, you get $33. So now $60. Take off your discount of $33, and that gives you $27 that you're going to have to pay. $200 item with a 28% discount is 28% times the 200. And that's decimal 28 times the 200. That gives you $56 when you multiply. So $200 subtract $56 gives you $144 to pay for. Okay, there's also another way. I'll just show you a little trick that I do. Let's take this one up right here. Let's take problem A. Sometimes when I go to the store, rather than take the 30% of 70 and work it out like we're doing here, what I do is that I take 30% and I say, well, that's 100% of the item. If I take the 30% away, that leaves me with 70% to pay. So if I take the 70% that I'm going to pay for the article times the cost of the article, then I get as quickly to multiply and get the $49. So it's easier to subtract your percent to get the percent and then multiply. If you work it the way I do here, then you're going to have to get your money. And again, right here I made it easy because I don't have any cents to deal with. I'm just dealing with subtracting dollars. Or if I think about this one, just try it down here. If I got 28% discount, that means I'm going to have to pay 72% of the price. So 72% times the $60 is decimal 72 times the 60, and that will give you your 144 right away. So again, 2 ways to do it. Work out your discount in dollars and subtract, or subtract your percent. Subtract your percent and then multiply your percent. Just different style. It's up to you which way you want to do it. Now let's do some problems. Same thing. If you have a jacket listed at $240, find the selling price with a 40% discount. Again, I'm going to work these 2 ways. One is taking the 40% of the 200, so $240 times the 40% is $240 times decimal 40. And when you multiply that out with a calculator, you get $96. Then if you take the $240 and take off your discount, you'll get $144. But if you do what I just mentioned just then, if you have a discount of 40, that means you're going to pay 60% the price. So 60% times the 240, decimal 60 times the 240, and that comes out to 144. So 2 different ways to do it. Your choice. Not telling you which way to go, but if you know how to handle both, great. B, the list price of a baseball glove is $86. The rate of discount is $35. Calculate the selling price. So 35% discount times the $86. Decimal 35 times 86 gives $30.10 when you work your calculator. And if you take that off the price of the glove is $86, subtract $31.10, and that gives you $55.90 if you use your calculator. Or if you want, just work it out for you. 86 subtract Notice the $86, the decimals to the right of the 6, so there's 2 more zeros. When I subtract, I get a 0. Can't subtract here, so that's a 5, and that becomes a 10. 10 subtract 1 is 9. 5 subtract 0 is, oh, yeah. What am I doing here? I just lost my train of thought here. 86 subtract 86 subtract 30 is a 5, and we subtract, get a 5. Yep, my brain just went warp just for a second. Sorry about that. And if you go the other way, 35% discount, that means you're paying 65%. So these are percents. So 65% off the price, which is $86, decimal 65 times 86, and that brings you out to 55.90 when you use your calculator. And there's 2 here to work out yourself. So if you work these out, pause the video, play it back, and see if you get the right answer. So 45% discount times $159, decimal 45 times $159. When you multiply that with a calculator, you get 71.55. And the $159 subtract 71.55, that will give you 87.45. Or we can say 45% discount. That means we're going to pay 55%. And the 55% times the $159, decimal 59, decimal 55 times the 159, and that gives you the price of $87.45. And the second one, you have a $1,500 lawnmower that has a tag on it that's 60% off. 60% off means it's going to have a discount. So we take 60% times the 1,500. Decimal 60 times the 1,500. And that gives us $900. So the $900 is coming off. So you have $1,500. Subtract the $900. And that gives us $600 you're going to pay for the lawnmower. And if you did it the other way, 100% subtract 60%, you would get 40%. So you have 60% off means you got to pay 40. So 40% times the $1,500, decimal 40 times the $1,500, and that gives you $600. Again, 2 ways to do it. Sorry about the mix-up right here. It's just my brain just lost it for a second, and that happens to us. That happens to us. Number 5, page 5 of 7. Let's practice these. You can work these out if you wish, but now I have a discount and a sales tax included, because just before this one, we did a video on sales tax. So let's work this one out. Hockey net is listed at $95. What is the selling price with 30% discount and a sales tax? So the discount you have to take off your list price, get what your amount you're going to pay, and then you have to pay an 8% on that selling price. So here we go. We got a 30% discount. Done. Times the price of $95. Decimal 30 times 95, and that gives us $28.50. So we're going to have, if you use your calculator, you'll see you get $28.50. So if you take the price of $95 and subtract the $28.50, you'll get $66.50. Now you have to pay an 8% sales tax on that. So 8% times the $66.50 is decimal 08 times $66.50. Notice 8%, decimals to the right, so it's 2 places, so you had to put a 0 there, decimal. And when you multiply that out, you get $5.32. 5.32 is in dollars. And because the article costs $66.50, now we have to add $5.32 onto that because that's the sales tax. So we pay a $281.72. What I'm going to do now is do the same problem, but I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to subtract the percents and multiply it. Let's just watch. A 30% discount means you're going to pay 70% for the article. So 70% off the $95, decimal 70 times the 95 means that you will get the $66.50 like we did before. That's the amount that you're going to pay for the article. So notice over here, you did the 30% and then subtracted the price. Over here, you subtracted the percent and then multiplied to get it. So you still got to the same answer of $66.50 that you're paying for it. Now the sales tax is 8%. So that means you're going to pay for the article, which is 100% plus the 8%. So when you do a sales tax, you're really doing 108% off the price. So if you think about it, if you took $66.50 and you multiplied it by 108%, that's $66.50 times 1.08. And when you multiply that out, you have $71.82. Try your calculator. Again, notice the sales tax is being added on as an increase. So it's 100% plus 8%. So it's really 108% off the price. Doing it this way, over here, I did the sales tax of 8%, which is $5.32, and then I added the $5.32 on. Here, I added the percent first, and then I multiplied by the price. So again, this side here is shorter, quicker, nice way to think. Sometimes when I go to the store and I tell the clerk, you got 30% discount, that means you're paying 70%. So why don't you take 70% off the price? No, they don't understand because I don't know if nobody taught it to them or they didn't learn it or what. But anyway, let's go on to number 2. Find the cost of an $80 video game at 70% discount is given and 6% sales tax. So 70% times $80, decimal 70 times $80, that gives us $56 discount. So that means you're paying $80, subtract the discount, and you get $24. So you have $24, so the sales tax is 6%, 6% times the $24, decimal 06 times the 24, so you're going to pay $1.44 sales tax. So the price of the article is $24 plus $1.44. Notice the $24, the decimals to the right, so there's 2 more zeros. Add it up, 4, 4, 5, so you're paying $25.44. But again, it's a bit of fun. Let's go the other way. 70% discount means you're going to pay 30%. So 30% off the price, up $80. So 30%, decimal 30 times 80. So that's $24. Again, over here, we did the percent of the number and subtracted. Over here, we subtract the percent and then multiplied. Still got to the $24. Sales tax of 6, well, 100% plus the 6% is you're going to pay 106% on the item. So if the item was $24 and you multiplied by 106%, so 24 times 1.06, and that gives you $25.44. Again, two different ways to handle a problem. This way over on the right is faster. Your choice, though. A set of dishes is listed at $160, sold at sale for $120. What was the percent of discount? Well, if you sold it for, it was listed at 160 and you bought it for 120, that means you had a $40 discount. So if $40 is your discount, then you take the $40 and put it over the initial value. That gives you percent. So 40 over 60. 40 is what percent of 60? You could do an equation. $40, what percent of 160? So you could do this, what percent times 160 gives you the 40. And you divide by 160. So that cancels to give you ones, so X. So you end up with a 40 over 160 still. And if you cancel your zeros, that give you 4 over 16. If you cancel your 4 into 4 goes once, 4 into 16 goes 4. 1/4 is 25%. Because if you multiply by 25 over 25, you get 25 over 100. 25 over 100 is 25%. Or you memorize that 1/4 is automatically 25%. So that's your amount of discount. The television is marked at $750, sold for $400. So again, a quick way is $750, subtract $400. That means you had a discount of $350. That's what was taken off. So that $350 is placed over the initial value. So it's the discount over the initial. So what percent is that? That's 35 over 70. 5 and 35 goes 7. 5 into 75 goes 25. 7 over 25, you can use your calculator and divide 25 into 7, or multiply it by 4 over 4. That gives you 28 over 100, and that's 28%. 28%. And number 3, a car worth $40,000 sold for $28,000 at a year-end sale. What was the rate of discount? Again, 40,000 subtract 28,000, 0,002, so it's 12,000. So $12,000, the amount of discount over the initial value, which is 40,000. Now we got to reduce that down, or we got to divide by the calculator. We could set up an equation, but this is just sometimes when you're working the math, you work fast. So let's cancel the zeros. 2 into 12 goes 6. 2 into 40 goes 20. Divide by 2 again. 3 over 10. 3/10 is multiplied by 10 over 10. That gives us 30 over 100. And 30 over 100 is 30%. So the rate of discount is 30%. Notice I had 3/10, and 3/10 is in the tenths place. So 3/10 is actually decimal 3, because the 3 goes into tenths place because you're dividing by 10. And decimal 3, 2% is that you move the decimal 2 places to the right. So convert it to a fraction, or change your fraction to a decimal, then change your choice. Another type of word problem dealing with percent is if a 30% discount on the price of a fridge is $360, what's the price of the fridge? So what we're saying is that the 30% times the price of the fridge, which we call P or X, is $360. So the 30% is the $360. That's not supposed to be there. Ignore that little dot there. So 30% of the price is the $360. So that means we change the 30% to decimal 30, times the price. We could call it X if you want. That could be the X. Divide by decimal 30. Cancels 1, 1. So we get the price. So decimal 30 divided into 60 is $1,200. So just for a bit of fun, I'll use my pen. 30, decimal 30 into 360. Decimals on the right, decimals there. I move it 2 places, and I move it 2 places in my, this is my divisor, this is my dividend. So 30 into 3 can't go. 30 into 36 goes once, get a 30. Subtract, I get a 6. Bring down your 0. 30 into 60 goes 2. I get 60. And 0. 30 into 0 goes 0. Bring down the other 0. 30 into 0 goes 0. I have to keep going until I get to that decimal. So you see it's $1,200. And number 2, at the end of the ski season, a pair of skis are marked down 45%. That's the same as a discount. If the price of the skis is marked down, find the price of the skis if the marked down price is $177.30. So 45% is times the price of the skis, which we can call P or X, your choice. And that marked 45% of that number is the $177.30. So decimal 45 times the P is $177.30. Divide by decimal 45. And they cancel. 1, 1. P is, when I divide this out with a calculator, I'll get $394. I could divide it with a pencil, but just to save time, use your calculator. And if I use my calculator, $177.30. Let's turn on my calculator here. 177 decimal 30 division, and what was that division there? Decimal 45, right? I get 394. So that's percent problems worked out. Discount percent. If you like my video, then click on the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. If you wish, write a comment, and visit my math website at mathfullyexplained.com. Find information about me, my videos, teaching style I'm going to use to help you learn the math, and especially on the content that I'm going to have on my YouTube channel. Gives you the topics and the number of videos, etc., etc. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.